massive welcome to everybody joining us here for the South African 9-hour from Killarney International Raceway. And as you can see, cars on the grid. It's not the Power Series, but there are a couple of Power Series drivers that are in there. And the South African Endurance Series is now about to finalize 2020's very difficult season. We have a B26 Chevron on pole position with Sylvia leading the field off as they head down towards turn 1 behind the Haval safety car. And he's followed very closely after yesterday's qualifying by Steve Humble in his Judd-powered pull beam. Behind that is the outgoing champion Nick Adcock in the Ligier. And of course behind the Ligier you have got first of one of our international competitors for this weekend. And great to see that Cape Town, the city, have come to the party on that team. And as the lights go out, the South African 9-hour kicks off here in Cape Town. Down towards turn 1, it is Scribanti who gets the whole shot. Behind him is the pull beam. And then Nick Adcock leading the best of the field into turn 1. The Janetta of Jeroen Blakey-Mullen just pulls in there to 4th place ahead of Charles Oranges. Looks like safety car, our first of many, I'm sure, today. Safety car has been called. Our Haval, Edenvale, and Haval South Africa supporting us. And a big thanks to, of course, Haval in here in Cape Town for helping us out too. They're supplying us 2 safety car vehicles. It heads down into turn 1, and it looks like it might be one of the Janettas parked on the exit of the kink. So if our camera crew can maybe pick up on that one, it's just the, well, you can actually see the yellow flags waving on the top right-hand side. That's turn 2. As we come out of turn 2, you're going to see heading towards turn 3, we should be able to pick up the car on the right-hand side. It's one of the Janettas. In that shot, you'll just see it on the right-hand side with the yellow flags waving underneath the Bigfoot Express Freight banner on the top right of your screen. There it is on the left of the screen right now. That's the car we're talking about. I'm not quite sure if that might be Andrea Bates' car, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's give you a bit of an update. Right, we managed to get into pit lane, and we have a serious problem with the number 1 car, which is the 8-call Ligier 53 Eva of Nick Adcock and Michael Jensen. They have an overheating problem a little bit earlier. Came in, tried to sort it out, went out. Unfortunately, the overheating has taken too much of an effect on the car, so they let the engine cool down before can they remove fluid and put new fluid back in. So let's hope it doesn't hamper them too much, but I think at this stage they've lost a good 5 to 6 laps on the leaders of the event. And over back to you, Greg.
Oh, that's a massive problem. Look here on the screen. Well, I've seen it on my screen as opposed to your screen, but it looks like Team Perfect Circle has just had a big moment. A big moment there for Team Perfect Circle. And I think it's at turn 4. Yeah, turn 4. And it's Andre Besaidnout who's in the car at the moment. He's had a big moment coming out of Malmesbury, and he's gone left, right, and over the circuit. The car is broken quite badly, but hopefully you'll be able to get it back on again. I don't know if our team can pick up on turn 4. We got the car recovering. So just go back to Malmesbury, the exit of Malmesbury onto the back straight. Onto the back straight. We need to just pick up on that car that's being recovered there if we can, guys. It's not that one. The previous shot. One shot back from this. You'll get to see it. There you can see the marshal's just telling the cars to slow down. And, well, there's a bit of damage to the front end of that car. I think it was a big moment there for Andre. Hopefully not. No, it doesn't look too badly damaged, actually. It's on the other side of the car where he's hit the tyres. Hit the tyre wall coming out of Malmesbury, and hopefully you can get that car back into pit lane, because Team Perfect Circle have now got some work to do. Can see the recovery vehicles making their way to that point of the damage to the circuit. They're going to have to try and get those tyre barriers put back into place in the same place as they were. But Besaidnout is making his way back down this back straight. So if we can pick up the back straight, guys. On the back straight, you'll see Team Perfect Circle's Polo Super Cup GTI. There it is. Nursing it round and probably be able to get it back, looks like under its own steam, into the clutches of Freddie Pretorius from Fast Developments, and hopefully they can get that car sorted out. There looks like there may be a bit more damage than what we could see initially, but certainly a big problem there for Besaidnout as he came out of Malmesbury, or Jaguar Corner as it's called here now, and we're back under safety car due to that. There you can see the Haval Edenvale and coming into play once again as our official safety and pace car for the event.
Right, so the folks at home, you can still see that we're under safety car. Your leader there, the Scribantes, followed by Dalton as well there, and then Anthony Reid in third. Nika in the Super Cup Polo sits there in P4. In seventh place, we got Darren Winterbu in the Mini. Andre Beseda shows there that he's currently in eighth, but that car's not out on circuit yet as far as I can see. I think they're still busy working on that one, so hopefully they'll be able to repair it. He's in the garage after a little heavy shunt into a tyre barrier.
The latest safety car scenario, of course, was caused by Team Perfect Circle's Andre Beseda, who on return to pit lane, and a big thanks to Dave Marshall for the information being fed up here, part of the media team there for Team Perfect Circle this weekend. The shock broke. So the back end shock broke and basically caused the car to lose control. He went off track, but repairs are underway and Saul's actually already in the car. So it shouldn't be too long before we see Team Perfect Circle back on track and going to be fighting to try and get back to the front end of the field. It's one we'll see that car on the sideline. So this camera can just pan to the left, and there you have it. Thank you guys, great job downstairs. Thank you to our production team. I spotted that car a little while ago, and it took a while for them to pick up on it, but there it is. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that looks like it might be the Jedi at the wheel of the car. So I'm not quite sure what's gone wrong with that car, but they will put the tow rope on it, tow it back in. That's the cool thing about this racing as well, is if the car is recoverable, they will bring you back to pit lane and give you a chance to fix it and get back on track. If you do have to be put onto the back of the flatbed, though, you'll be taken into pit lane, but not down the actual pit lane itself. You get parked in the Park for May area, and then it's up to your team to go and recover the car and bring it back to the pit box, or you can do the repair where they drop the car off, which of course is a bit more difficult to do in the bright sunshine. So there you go, picked up by the second fastest vehicle ever around the circuit, the yellow Chevron, oh no, it's not a Chevron, it's a yellow Ranchero Ford Bucky of the Killarney Marshals. Overall result for the 1 hour endurance race: first place went to Francis Carruthers and Steve Humble in the Harp Motorsport 169 machine, ahead of APT Racing's Gary Kiswetter. It was then Team Toys R Us's Jay Naidu, and then fourth place Bigfoot Express Race's Sun Mudley ahead of Andrew Culbert, Martin Pugh and Emil Buerta beating out Harry Arangis. Unfortunately, Martin Prince and Mike Verrier unable to complete that one and were not classified. So confirmation of the hour endurance race, and apologies for earlier on. We didn't quite get the numbers right there, but that was due to the fact that we had no idea, first of all, that Francis Carruthers and Steve Humble were going to be racing in an hour endurance race when they've got a purposely built endurance race machine underneath them. Nor did we know that Jay Naidu in Team Toys R Us was only participating in the 1 hour. So at Harp Motorsport, Carruthers and Humble ahead of Kiswetter in the APT Racing Porsche, and then Team Toys R Us, Jay Naidu in third place, beating out the Bigfoot Express Freight pair of Sun Mudley and Andrew Culbert. Just to the right hand side of that shot, in the middle of turn one, you'll see a white Ginetta spun out, and there you go. So the Ginettas have had a real up and down day as safety car is deployed once again. Wow. If you ever wanted to get good coverage as a safety car supplier, well, Haval, South Africa, you couldn't have asked for a better event to be involved in than the South African Endurance Series, and particularly here in Cape Town, because yet again, the Haval 86 is called into duty, and I think Mike Altona must be thinking to himself, I've never had to work so hard in a safety car as I've had to do today. And the safety car pulls in. We are back under green flags. By the time we cross the line, we are back under full race conditions again. And as you can see on the screen there, 5 hours and 50 minutes to go. Yellow flags and safety car boards will be pulled in, and we go green and racing again. For 7 Ligier. I'm just trying to... Oh, we got a car off at turn 3. Spinner at turn 3 there. Coming out of Rose Foundation, and one of the Cobras has gone off the circuit completely. Hopefully they can get that Cobra going again, whoever's at the wheel. I can't quite work out who the car is. not quite sure we can zoom in any more than what we had already zoomed in there to see who the car on the right hand side is. Maybe we can see it here on my screen. No, can't work out, unfortunately. It's just too far away from the camera angle that we've got. But cars down towards turn 1 means it's going to be double yellow flags into turn 3. Double yellows will mean no overtaking into turn 3 because of where that car is stricken. There you go, confirmation of the safety car on track. Boards come out, yellow flags waving to tell the drivers that the safety car has been deployed, and that will be to recover the backdraft Cobra that is stuck down in turn 3. 5 hours and 46 minutes still to go of racing. Still a huge amount of racing to happen on this track, and a lot more drama, I'm sure, to unfold in at 5 hours and 45 minutes or so. There you have it, Scribante from Dalton. It's Reed up now, Anthony Reed up into 3rd place ahead of Mikhail Patamba. Steve Clark leading Cobra is now 5th ahead of Chris Budnick, 2nd place in the saloon car class. Schneider's up into 7th ahead of Morne Jurgens and Taylor. It's Billy Erasmus and Josh Dolenschek in 10 and 11. Bob Neal is up into 12th place, just ahead of Jay in the 19 car there. I'm not quite sure who Jay is in that team, but of course it was Chris Radloff who was at the wheel of that car earlier on. Dean Fenter is now up in the number 1 car and 14th place overall there for the Aid Call 24/7 machine, ahead of Somerville and Martins. Then it's Jeff Mortimer. The car has just spun out and gone back into pit lane just before the previous safety car to the one we're having at the moment. And Jeff Mortimer, of course, 80 years old, still piloting a G55 around here at a relatively good pace, leading out on the 7-7 car. And then Doug McDonald in the 19th place in 29, ahead of Base in 20th place. So that's your top 20 as it stands. Thanks for that. There's a little replay of the car going off, and 2 different angles of that car going off as well, spinning out and into the dirty stuff on the exit point of turn number 3. Here's it from a front-on point of view. Oh, I wonder if that could possibly have been Steve Clark. Similar livery to the Clark car. And there you can see the replays there from our team downstairs. Oh, there's another man who should be playing with us today as well, who's just joined us on some of the comments coming on ILEB. Salvi Gutteri, thank you for that, buddy. We hope you're enjoying all the action there. I know Sav's down here helping out with the Di Matteo car, and there it is in shot as we go to that on cue. Flat out down towards turn 1 is the Di Matteo Racing Cobra backdraft Roadster. It's starting to get busy again. It always does. It's the one concern. Oh, we've got a problem in turn 1 there. I think we may have had a Cobra just running wide. I don't know. They all stayed on. Very lucky there to stay on. But there were 3 Cobras going into turn 1, and all of them were sort of hoods up and spinning. But they all seem to have got... Here they come into turn 2 now. Oh, it's starting to get real in there, that's for sure. Great little fight there between the Cobras. 3 of them heading through the kink and into turn 3. So they got 122 laps completed now by the Scribante team. They are 3 laps ahead there of Dalton and his squad of Sudale Motorsport. Lamar, Africa, Janetta G55 of Anthony Reed, Jerome Blakey Mullen in 3rd place. Mikhail Patamba up into 4th place in the Polo GTI Super Cup, ahead of Chris Budnick now in the Bucket List Racing Mini Cooper, John Cooper Works. Taylor leads out, so Donnie Taylor at this point in time leading things out ahead of Stefan Schneiders and Morne Jurgens, Billy Erasmus, Dolenschek and Steve Clark. So I think it was Steve Clark that crashed out there. Very good possibility that that's what's lost him so much ground. It's Adrian Dalton back of the wheel. So Adrian Dalton back of the wheel now of the Lamborghini as he comes into the fray again. Normally a man who pilots the Extra Shoes Golf 1 and Extra Shoes BMW M3 CSL up in the northern part of South Africa. But now piloting a very capable Lamborghini out of the Stradale Motorsport. And in fact, as I say that, he's come back into pit lane. So down in pit lane, we've got Dalton back into pit lane after only one lap out. So is there a problem possibly there on the Stradale Motorsport Lamborghini Gallardo? Thanks, Francois. Francois Butner down in pit lane, just feeding me some information there on the Lamborghini. Looks like it's broken a side shaft, and it's going to have to do some quick repair work on the Lambo there for Stradale Motorsport. Great to catch up there with the man, and the man at the helm of Team Perfect Circles Racing for 2020 there, Andre Besaidnout, and of course the man who also spends a huge amount of time and effort and money into the WPMC and Killarney International Raceway. So things starting to heat up again here in the mid-afternoon. A possibility of a safety car, safety car board being put out as I speak. Saw an incident up at turn 5. It looks like one of the Cobras might have just been stricken on the outside of turn 5 there and stuck in the midst of it. But it's great timing from my good friend Silvio Scribanti from Silvio Scribanti Racing and Scuderia Scribanti. I asked him to, as he climbed out the car when he got a chance, if he wouldn't mind popping up to have a little chat with us, because it's always great to have the action on track, but it's fantastic to have the driver's side of things. I mean, you've been out there, Silvio, now for a couple of hours, and things seem to have gone really, really nicely. You guys have moved up to a 6-lap lead now. I think it was a lot more than what you expected at this point in time. But take us through, what are the conditions like and what's it like to be in the car?
Yeah, thanks, Greg. It was obviously we tried to get away in the beginning, which we did, and then unfortunately I never saw a yellow flags come out on, I don't know which turn it was, possibly turn 3 or 4. And I happened to pass under yellow flag, so I had to do a drive-through penalty. So I kind of lost the advantage that we had made up, and then I fell back to 4th or 5th, I think it was. And anyway, then I had to push a lot harder because I had to try and gain what I'd lost, and managed to eventually get back to the front. And and we kind of like just kept a nice consistent pace, and we edged away. And I think after the just short of 3-hour stint that I did, we had about a 4-lap lead. How was our feeling throughout the race? Pretty comfortable. We're obviously lapping at like 5 to 6 seconds a lap slower than what the potential of the car is.
Yes.
And besides a sore lower back and a sore neck, pretty much fine, eh?
Listen, I hear if you go and speak to Andre Besaidnout down at Team Perfect Circle, which of course you were part of last year, they had a masseuse there yesterday. So maybe you need to go and have a quick chat there and see if you can wangle a plan with your old teammate.
As long as she's hot.
Dino Scribanti still leads things out, and he is now almost 6 laps ahead of the rest of the pack. Anthony Reid and of course the Ginetta G55 in second place. And it looks like that car is still in contention. Watching, more importantly, the progress of the number 1 car of Nick Adcock, Michael Jensen and Dean Fenter. Dean Fenter at the wheel at the moment. Slowly but surely ticking off the laps, getting back into contention and coming back into, possibly even into the lead lap by the end of the 9 hours of racing that we're going to complete here today. Francois, you down in pit lane? Any information that you picked up on?
Yeah, indeed I was. Had a look earlier on, Franco Scribanti and them were scratching around in the back of their car. I see that vehicle's back out on circuit. Possibly a little bit of a half-shaft issue that they were sorting out. They're back out there. The Apache Lamborghini was in the pits when I got down to them. And Adrian Dalton was sitting in the car. He went out for 1 lap, he came back in. There was a hell of a clunking noise at the back of the car. They found out that the right-hand half-shaft had broken off. So they're busy repairing that, and I think it should be out on circuit pretty shortly. Fortunately, they have spares, so that is the important side of it. And then I got to see 1 or 2 fueling stops. Wheels just came off the tire.
The wheels come off completely on the Team Perfect Circle car. And looks like he's going to have to pull to the sideline. That's good driving there. I think Andre Besaidnout is at the wheel of that car at the moment. Yes, he is. Andre Besaidnout having to pull to the sideline again, this time because the wheel has literally come off the car, coming out of the kink between turn 2 and 3. And are we going to need a possible safety car? It'll probably be on standby.
Yep.
The wheel has come off the car. It's just after this shot. If our guys can pick up on the next camera angle, you can actually see the car parked on the sideline, just to the right-hand side of this shot that we're on now. We just pan right slightly. You can see the car stricken there, just under that Toys R Us banner, and the wheel is continuing still to roll down towards turn 3. That's a big concern. Hopefully it turns into turn 3 and carries on around the inside and doesn't come onto the circuit. But that wheel was still rolling around turn 3, and I think it might have just gone against the wall. You can just see Besaidenote's car parked on the right-hand side of that shot that we're on right now. And unfortunately, the back left wheel has come off the car completely. So it may be a case of a flatbed getting that car back to pit lane, getting the wheel put back on again, and he'll be able to get back out if there's nothing majorly damaged to that car. Safety car has been deployed, though, once again. Cobras now very, very up close and personal. Here they come into turn 2. Look at that. No, keep it to the right. Oh, we just panned at the wrong time. There you go. That's the one we want to watch as they come through there. 4 Cobras fighting hard. It's Di Matteo in there. It's a Di Matteo racing car. And I think at this point in time, who's in that car? Let's have a look and see. Lorenzo Gutierrez at that car, 77. Yeah, Tuka Mechanicos in that little fight. And some great action between the Cobras in the mid-pack. Look at that. Oh, man. It's a big steam train of Cobras coming out of Car Care Clinic onto the back straight. That's amazing. Down towards turn 5 they go again. This should be good. Late braking coming out of the middle car there. I think that may be Colin Ellison or Peter Jenkins in the mix there as well. Oh, and locking the brakes up. This is super stuff. We haven't seen a battle like this all race long, and this is definitely something we're going to focus on for a little while, just to give us a bit of race action. Because endurance racing can be a case of circulating and no action. But we've got big action heading back down towards KFM. So a nice fight here between these 3 cars. Brilliant stuff on track as well as they go through KFM corner. The 4th car's just lost a little bit of ground there. And they have got Ishmael Peck, Lorenzo Gutierrez and Tuka Mechanicos in a little in-house fight there for the backdraft roadster category. Class E, that is. Yep. And it's not actually a fight for position. It's just a fight on track. They're nowhere near each other in terms of overall.
Well, the horns have come out, obviously, when you got someone close to you, and now they're all giving each other a good run for their money. They're spreading out a little bit there. It looks like it could be
so if you
Lorenzo and then Mechanicos.
Yeah, Peck is 143 laps completed. Mechanicos, I think, is a lot less than that. Just want to see where I can pick up on Tuka here, if we can see. Just waiting for that, as always, the timing monitor to flip out on us one more time. So Tuka Mechanicos 144, Ishmael Peck 143, and Lorenzo Gutierrez 147. So there's 4 laps in it between those 3 cars, and they're fighting like it's the end of the race.
Well, that's what it's about. We come to race, and check them go now into G Energy corner.
And now coming into the mix as well, let's take Barry Ingle and throw him into the mix too. Great stuff, as always, in the South African Endurance Series.
So we are here today. We're at Killarney International Raceway, and I'm busy standing with Franco Scribante. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Very, very good, thank you. So the last time I saw you race was 2 years ago at the Samola Hill Climb, and you're still racing today. How's the endurance been?
It's good for us at the moment. We're considerably in the lead. We've had a lucky run, but we're still only 5 hours in, so it's a way to go.
And who is your racers today, sir?
Sorry?
Who is your drivers?
The drivers are my 2 cousins, Silvio and Dino.
And how are they doing today?
Well, Silvio went first, Dino's in there now, and I'll be the last car. So.
And you're going to take the championship as always, I see.
I don't know about the championship. We're just going to try and win the race.
Definitely. And is there any new technology that you've put onto the cars that you're busy trying out, or anything new?
Look, it's always ongoing. We've got quite a bit of new aero. We've made the car a lot lighter than it used to be. But it's just pretty much the same old, same old.
And otherwise, how's the races overall for 2020? How with the pandemic going on?
Look, it hasn't been great, but the racing's worked well for us. We've won a lot of races. We won the Extreme Car Series. So it's been a good year for us racing-wise.
And what's the next journey for next year? What do you guys have planned?
Well, it starts all over again. We'll be doing this endurance series, we'll be doing the extreme cars, and obviously the hill climbs come back, which is our big thing. So we can't wait to get back to Samola.
That's going to be awesome because, again, 2 years ago, you guys did an awesome job there, especially with the GTR and your Porsche. That's fantastic. Yeah, any last words you want to tell our viewers? Any shout-outs for the sponsors?
No. We're just holding thumbs and hoping to get to the end as soon as possible.
Thank you very, very much, and I hope you have a good race after.
Yeah, things are looking up now. We're going into the final third of this race. We got 6 minutes to go before we hit the 3-hour mark. And Greg, very encouraging to see the amount of cars still on circuit.
Yeah, it is. I thought we'd have a lot bigger attrition rate, but I think this is where we were speaking about it earlier on before we changed the streams from stream 1 to stream 2. Things are about to change up here, and this is where we're getting into that survival mode. It's a case of backing the car off, short shifting, maybe not revving it as high, watching for sounds that you haven't heard, any little niggles and stuff that you feel in the car that may need to be sorted out. They might have to be done now before we get into the dark. Looking at lap times, look at the lap times there. 16's now out of Scribante. He did a 9.4 to qualify. So he's 7 seconds off the pace of what that car can do. It's now just, let's get it to the line.
Speaking of that, a very impressive performance there in that Super Cup polo there by Cashin Naika, now sitting in P3. He's been holding off a couple of attentions for 1 or 2 of the Cobras, but doing exceptionally well. So I think they started off pretty sort of middle of the pack, and they've progressively worked their way forward. I think that's we're speaking about the nice livery on the car, but I think they've been doing fantastically well, staying out of harm's way, and just keeping the wheels turning, and that shows you how important it is that they now find themselves in P3.
And if they do it correctly, which is what Kyle Army tried to do last year with the 9-hour, and unfortunately couldn't do this year, but would have done had they got it right with no COVID. You need to take into account the historical factor of this race and the Kyle Army 9-hour, and allow the people like they used to camp out. Get here on Thursday, put your caravan up, put your tent up, and stay for the whole of Friday. Watch the practice sessions, watch what unfolds. Stick around for the curtain raiser races on the Saturday, and then stay right into the night. Ooh, having a look, looks like we might have had a bit of issue down in turn 1, or was that just a replay? I think a car's gone off down at turn 4 there. I'm just watching to see. On the feed right now, I think the car might, no, it is, there it is. It's the Team Perfect Circle car again who's come off turn 4. So sorry to jump in there, folks, but some battle scarred Team Perfect Circle Polo. And once again, it's gone off track. If I look at that car, it says Team Perfect Circle, so I would have to say it's Saul Hack at the wheel of that car, and it's a flat front by the, yeah, it's Saul. Is it Saul? Just having a look at the camera work there as he came past. Open face helmet, yeah, it's Saul at the wheel of that car. So another issue there for Team Perfect Circle as they've gone off down at turn 4. We may see a change up in the championship going to Charles Turn 4 with the car off. Oh, right into the wall at Car Care Clinic. He definitely didn't take care of his car through that corner. And he's ended up straight into the wall there. That's another big factor we need to start looking at as well, Francois. We saw it happen at a couple of races in the past, and it was one of the reasons why Tony Martin and Brian Martin asked for brake changes and brake discs and brake pads to be changed on the pit lane as opposed to rolling the cars back. The Cobras have been synonymous with some brake fade, and I wonder if that's the case with that Cobra as it's headed straight into the wall.
With Franco Di Matteo, the current leader of the South African 9-hour series, South African Endurance Series, and in the 9-hour. And as we say that, there's a car coming out. But Franco, you've had a race of attrition. If I must say so myself, I'm going to use the wrong words. It's called a note of it, only because that thing beats like that. How many gearboxes have you built this weekend so far?
Gary, you know what, I can actually build these gearboxes with eyes closed at the moment. And lucky I've just got the spares here. Qualifying came and I broke a box. So no qualifying for me. And what you call it, so I built a gas and I had to start at the back of the grid. Well, I actually started in pit lane, you know. And within an hour and a half, I was lane 3rd. So I thought, well, boys, we got it in the hat, yeah, you know. And I put Romano in the car. He went out, he got a puncture. So the car broke. He came back in here and we had a starter problem. Got that going, sent him out again, and he broke the gearbox. Well, the box broke. He didn't break it, the box broke. So we pulled it in here thinking, well, now, okay, let me call it a day. And I said, no, you know what, let me have a look. So I stripped the box in 15 minutes, put it together. In 30 minutes, I had the car going again. We're back on the track again.
Well, I know that Greg has got the timing sheet up there, and Greg will work it actually out. But I'm pretty sure that one of the few reasons you're actually still giving it a go is because you believe that in a long race, it might help in the end, and hopefully you win the championship.
Yeah, Gary, look, I don't give up. I've never given up in my life, you know what I'm saying, especially in motor racing. And you know what, to just throw I've got the championships, but just to throw it away. If things happen that I don't finish, it's a different story. But giving it up, no, never. So we got out there. So maybe with a bit of luck, I've got to do that 60% and cross the line and finish. Well, I'm behind Joel now at the end of the day. But I've still finished in the top 3. I might, doing the proper calculation, still win the championship. So that's what I'm going for.
Frank, I'm going to say thanks very much. You're going to take care of your car. And to you guys out there, Greg, I just want to say that is what we call fighting spirit in endurance racing. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
So Michael Jensen probably going to be overtaking that Cobra relatively quickly at the restart now as we get back under racing. And will move himself up into 5th place pretty soon after we go green. Oh, a big moment down into turn 1. Turn 1, a massive crash as we get down into turn 1 there. One of the Cobras looping it out, probably with slightly cold tires coming out of the pit lane, having waited under the safety car scenario. So turn 1, we've got an incident. We're at turn 2 at the moment, but the Cobra's back on track. It's a pity we went to turn 2 so quickly, but we had a big moment down to turn 1. We may be able to pick that up on the replay camera. Hopefully we can. But there was a big spin out there with one of the Cobras in the mid-pack who spun out and looped it into the kitty litter. Back on track though, fortunately. I'm just looking to see, was that Reichardt? I'll wait and see that Cobra coming down the back straight away now and see if we can pick him up. But heading down the back straight, you can see that's traffic again due to the concertina effect under the safety car. So right now, Steve Clark and Reichardt Rutz in 5th place, and only down in I think 16th or 17th place is Adrian Dalton for the Scuderia for the Stradale Motorsport Lamborghini, and then 27th still for Romano Sartori. So yeah, calculations need to start happening. Calculators will be out on this championship, and we'll get Gary van der Spey to possibly go and see Peter Collings, who handles all the point scenarios, to try and start giving us potential finishes and working out those predictions. I know Gary said he was going to go down and try and catch up with Vanna Hinop. Whether he's been able to do that or not, we'll wait and see. But it'll be great to sort of work out a couple of scenarios and see who's going to actually take this championship.
Having lots of fun. Oh, and as I say that a Cobra goes off there in KFM corner. Oh, and that car is not in a good way. There are parts plenty. And it's the whole bonnet sticking up. Looks like the front wheel has sort of come adrift. Possibly the steering that's out, and that car's been pulled up against the wall. So a possibility of a safety car. I don't know if they're going to want to bring that car back to pit lane. Lights are on, lights are ablaze now, all these cars. That car went off there coming out of turn 3. We can see that on view at the moment. The front end of that car not looking extremely healthy. Looks like the right hand front wheel might have a broken shock or something. The wheel was moving around. So a good possibility the safety car will come on, and possibly the flatbed to collect that car in this late part of the race.
All right, hi Andrea. So it's nearing the end of the race and you're about to jump back in the car. Tell us how your last stint went and how you're hoping this stint will go.
Oh, fantastic. The last stint was really good. We came back after some accident damage, so we pitted once unexpectedly, but everything seems to be fine. Everything's holding together. The car is not what it was yesterday, but she's certainly just she's not slow at all. And we're just looking to now nice and safe and take the checkered flag a bit later. We're really excited to see the race to its finish.
That sounds great. And are you getting tired? Are you getting tired, or is the adrenaline coming through? And are you ready for this last stint to push?
I was born ready for this last stint. Can't wait for it. It's absolutely fantastic being out here, being with all the other cars. It's a great car to drive. The Ginetta is amazing. It's a good opportunity, and I'm stoked. Can't wait to get back in.
All right, well, good luck, and we hope to see you out there.
Thanks so much.
All right, cheers.
Oh, we got blue lights flashing all over the circuit there, and I picked up on a comment not only from you, Francois, but also I think it came out of what is his name, Les Pantini, saying it's going to look like the police station out there with all the blue lights flashing, warning the slower cars that the quicker cars are coming through. The lighting system's now working in full effect. All the cars with their lights on, lights ablaze, and of course marshalling being done now with lighting as well. A couple of the cars, as you can see, with some LEDs on their actual race numbers too, which is good to see. You get a side-on shot, but most of them are head-on shots here, as you can see. Makes it a bit more difficult to spot the cars. Rear view shots are a little bit easier to pick up on as they head down the back straight away. But it is going to make our lives a little bit more difficult to try and spot where everybody is. And with that just over an hour to go, this last hour could prove to be great for some teams, and it could be treacherous for others. No commentator's curse, hopefully, in the next hour. That's what we're trying to avoid.
But Greg, you've never been known for your commentator's curse. I mean, you know, you're just a standing commentator. I ever cast a good few in my time.
Now we'll try to avoid those faux pas or issues that can always be deemed a commentator's curse. Lamborghini back out on track as well after a little bit more of a stop, so that's going to drop Charles completely out of contention, I think, for the championship. The battle is basically between the Scribantes and Steve Clark and Richard Rutz. That's however they finish up in this, is how this championship could turn around. Jeroen Blankie-Mullen out there in second place at the moment in the Ginetta G55, completing 295 laps. That team's going to be well within the 300 laps completed by the end of this one. So looking forward to seeing that. Scorer at the wheel now for probably the last hour. I'm sure they're not going to do any changes there. Michael Stephen will look to use Brad Scorer's little bit more experience than his two younger teammates in that car to get them to the line. The Fenter's at the wheel now of the Ligier, the 8-call 24/7 car, and he will probably, I wonder if he's going to stay out there. I'm not quite sure. With an hour to go, they might give Dean Fenter the chance to finish the race. I don't think there would be a chance or a need to bring that car in with an hour to go if the last stop was the right one. C and Morgan, and a car off at turn 1. One of the Cobras has gone off at turn 1. Oh, there's problems. The Lamborghini's gone off at turn 1 as well, and it's on fire. The Lamborghini is on fire down at turn 1. Driver going to get out the car. A big problem here. Look at that. Down at turn 1, the Lamborghini has caught a light. Driver's out the car. I think it might have been Rackstraw, or is it Arangis in the car? Yes. Arangis is in the car saying, get the fire here. Please get the fire extinguisher here. The marshal running across the kitty litter to get to the car. But drama. We expected drama. We've got it. You said commentator's curse. I didn't say anything, hey?
I never said a word.
Yeah.
The marshals all running frantically.
Yeah, oh man, that was a ball of flames. That bull just went from high flying with lots of wings into low flying with nothing but flames coming out of the side of it. Marshals are running across to assist the first marshal on the scene to try and put the fire out, and there's still flames coming out of that car. And that is not a sight I like to see in any form of motorsport. Big flames out of the Paget Racing and Stradale Motorsport Lamborghini Gallardo as it's stuck on the sideline there. Oh man, that is just not what you want to be seeing, that is for sure. But fortunately, we've got Fire 1 who gets to the scene quickly. We've got about 6 or 7 marshals in attendance there trying to get the fire under control. Charles Arangis jumped out the car. Is it Arangis in the car? Just to double check.
Yeah.
It is Charles. Yeah, he is. He's up to 14th. And wow. Also picking up on a comment from Kevin Painter saying, as it came out, it looked like there might have been a bit of fuel coming out of the car. Now, if he got out of shape, if I'm not mistaken, the fuel tank on that car is on the right-hand side where the filler is. So if he did get it out of shape and there was fuel spilling, it might have caught the brakes and
then
cause the
lit
car
up.
to catch a light, because the fuel spilling out of the tank catches the brakes and causes that fire. Look, there's many things that could have gone wrong there. We're speculating as the commentators from about a kilometer away here in the commentary tower. But unfortunately, that is a massive, massive loss to the field there. Fortunately, and that's the most important factor, Charles jumped out the car
Pretty fast.
and was able to get away from it in the light of the big fire that had started there. You can see him just standing on the right-hand side of that shot now with that marshal on the right-hand side. We got 27 minutes to go. Great number, by the way, 27. 27 minutes to go in this race. And, yeah, I think what we're going to be watching now is that going to happen? Is Venter going to catch Scorer, take third place overall, or is Brad Scorer going to be able to fend off the attack from the reigning champion in this class, eh? Jensen and Adcock are reigning champions in the South African Endurance Series. Another one to watch out for a bit further back there is Dolanchik versus Julian Familiaris. They're fighting for honours for 10th and 11th place. So top 10 honours up for grabs there. Familiaris only a second back on the back end of Dolanchik. And then the rest are kind of sorted out. There's not really anything that could potentially happen there because there's too many laps to play with and too many variables to happen there, unfortunately.
I've managed to catch up with Charles Renzies. I've also got Andrew Dart on co-driver, but Charles was in the car. Unfortunately, Charles, he wanted to come to this race and finish the day.
No, not at all. I must say, we came to try and win this championship today, and the car was phenomenal the whole day with Andrew in the car and with Adrian in the car. And then we started having some bad luck and we started to crawl back again, and then to go out in a ball of fire is not fun.
Give us some idea what happened. I mean, most of us we saw it looked like maybe a lot of fuel leaked out the car and possibly spun in your own fuel and then a burst of flame.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think the crew will analyze what exactly happened. But yeah, it seems to be a fuel leak, and it's probably the scariest moment of my life. It's something that I don't want to wish on my worst enemy. There's nothing like that, being in a car where you're on fire and still trying to process how to get out, So yeah, but we're in one piece. Kudos to the fire guys today. They were on it straight away, and I was able to get out alive.
30 seconds. Checkered flag is about to come out though. And remember, with that 30-second coming up, they will give it to the leader first, and then everybody else behind him will then take that checkered flag. But the checkered flag is on standby. Scribanti heading into turn 3. Half a lap to go. We're going to be crowning not only the race winner, but the South African Endurance Series champion here with Franco Scribanti, Silvio Scribanti, and Dino Scribanti. Dino, of course, only scoring points in this first round. Will move himself up into probably a good 10th or 11th place with the double points he's going to score today. But as the B26 Chevron heads down the back straight for the last time, it's just a matter of time before he comes through turn 5, Cape Town corner, Fostron corner. It's been the fastest car on track today for Scuderia Scribanti, and the win in the South African 9-hour. Adjust for sleep. You don't have to sleep anymore. Get your eyes wide open and make some noise as he comes to the line. It's Franco Scribanti, Silvio Scribanti, and Dino Scribanti to win out the SA 9-hour. It's done and dusted. There it is. Across the line, lights ablaze. And there it is, ladies and gents, your SA 9-hour champions. Franco Scribanti, Silvio Scribanti, and Dino Scribanti for Scuderia Scribanti in the Chevron B26. Finishing up ahead of Jeroen Blakey-Mullen, Anthony Reid, and Henny Groenewald in the Janetta. And an incredible effort from Dean Venter, Nick Adcock, and Michael Jensen for third place overall, having a big issue at the start and having to come from the back of the field half an hour back. They came to finish up in third place on 323 laps completed. The win going to Scribanti in his class as well as overall. Blakey-Mullen takes second place and the win in his class. It's Brad Scorer and his team that take the win in the B class and the saloon car category ahead of Chris Pretorius, Chris Budnick, and Darren Winterboer. And a great effort there from the Verrier team, beating out the Class E and Cobra category ahead of Steve Clark and Rechard Rutz. And Willie Erasmus finishes up the third place there in the Cobras. Francois, final word from you, buddy. What an amazing day.
Absolutely brilliant racing. I said it's going to come down to the closing stages, and so it did. And to some of the smaller cars that did well there, Byron Mitchell and them coming home in 14th place. A brilliant effort there by them. To the Truter car, hanging around, slowing around the circuit all day. Fantastic. Down in 22nd place, doing 228 laps. 100 laps down on the leaders, but not quite the pace that they were setting. And to Charles Arangis for that phenomenal escape out of that burning car.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. And to Andre Besaidnout, please stop driving the wheels off the car. From our side, Francois Butler signing off. Final word there from Greg Maloney.
Yeah, amazing effort there, and always a great honour and privilege to work with the guys down here in Western Province. Part and parcel of course, our world-famous World Rallycross commentating team. Francois, as always, thanks for all the effort that you've put in today and for the phenomenal support you've given to our South African Endurance Series final here at Killarney International Raceway. You're just for sleep. South African 9-hour is done. Scribantes have taken the win. They've also taken the championship, finishing up on 157 points ahead there of Steve Clark and Richard Rutz. And, of course, unofficially, Charles Arangis, I don't think will be classified, so he won't be scoring any points, which will move Franco Mateo back into third place in the championship. But, of course, all of that to be confirmed in the very near future as soon as we get the results clean and clear. And all of that will be announced probably within the next 24 hours, because we do have a final year-end function to sort out tomorrow here at the Western Province Motor Club. From my side, it's always a great honour to be down in Cape Town to compete and to do the commentary at a circuit of this nature. We love coming down here. To Steve Rhodes and to Z and the team downstairs for the production that's been put together, to Gary van der Spey and everybody from iLab's point of view, and of course to the South African Endurance Series team of Roger Pierce, Peter Collins, Mike Altona, Andrew Eva, and Eric Schultz, our COC. A phenomenal day's racing kept us safe. To the Killarney Marshals and medical team, you guys were incredible today. You kept everybody safe and sound, and the job that was done in the needing times and the needed times, you guys were on top form as always. So hats off to all of you. To Des Easom, Mariska Redane, and all the team from the organisers' point of view, we do appreciate the support from the circuit side of things. And of course to our team at Western Province Motor Club Clubhouse for tomorrow's proceedings, we do give you a little bit of a thank you up front for, I'm sure, what is going to be a great finish to the end of the season. That will wrap things up from the South African 9-hour. So on behalf of the entire team behind the production today, we hope you've enjoyed it. From myself, Greg Maloney, the voice of choice. Take care then, bye-bye now, and have a phenomenal festive season.
The last 9 hours and win so convincingly like we did with an 8-lap lead at the end. I mean, yeah, just super chuffed. Thanks to Franco's team. Thanks to Franco, for allowing me to drive with him, and just super excited today.
Franco, first of all, congratulations, sir. To you and your team, fantastic job done. You've won the race, you've won the 9-hour. Give us an idea of your stint in the last race, and then I've got a more important question to ask you.
Yeah, Gary, the whole thing just went so smoothly. I mean, nothing went wrong. Unbelievable, I don't know what to say.
You didn't even build up a sweat, it doesn't look
No.
like. Well, unofficially, you managed to score enough points, and I believe you might be South African champions, but then I'm not the person putting the points down. And I think you guys might have bagged it. What does it make you guys feel like to be South African champions?
Oh, I'm astounded, because this is the last thing we expected. We didn't even do a calculation because there was too many guys in front of us. And yeah, I'm absolutely blown away. Obviously very happy if we are. It's quite a feat, but extremely, I'm astounded.
You spent most of the year with Franco driving. How does it feel to be possibly the champion?
It feels amazing, Gary. I mean, we got off to such a bad start to the year. I mean, even after 3 races, we only had 6 points or 7 points. To finally end the year on top in number 1 position and have the SA Championship for the SAS category is a very, very proud moment for, I think, both Franco and I, And it just proves that, persevere, and luck will come your way sooner or later.
And then you had the youngsters to come and play with you. Unfortunately, you didn't score enough points to get the championship, but you helped the team get there. So on on behalf of us and all the fans, I say congratulations, guys. And
I think that's what it's about at the end of the day. I think, as Franco said, they came here on the back foot. When Franco asked me to share the car, the whole objective was to try and win the 9 hour. And I think at the end of the day, we've won the 9 hour, which is awesome. And I think it's just an absolute cherry on the top that, hopefully if the points are the way we work out, these two guys next to me are South African champions. I think it's awesome.
Well, we'll find that all out for definite in the morning at prize giving.
And I think what makes this extra special for us, Gary, we're all three Scribantes, we're all cousins, we're all family, and we've won the South African 9 hour. I think that's probably go down in the record.
Italia Rulia. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Congratulations. Enjoy and have a fantastic evening. Guys, we managed to catch up with the guys that brought a fantastic car home into second position. Something I didn't think would happen because they haven't raced this car. This car hasn't raced in South Africa for a lot longer than 12, 13 odd months, but the team's done it. And I'm going to speak to the guy that came and brought it across the checkered flag. Jeroen, first of all, welcome back to South Africa. And thank you very much for providing us that fantastic entertainment out there in this car. Your impressions of the car and your P2 place.
Yeah, no, it was first of all an unbelievable weekend. So much fun, flying out here with my dad and Jan Lammers. So great already to be invited, and then to race with these two legends. I used to watch them also race, and as a kid. So yeah.
You watched Henny race?
Well, Henny not as a kid, but we talked a lot. He also did some stuff in America, and Anthony as a kid I was watching BTCC. So it's really cool when you team up, and then we actually worked really well together to make the car good. They worked really hard to find all the details, and that helped. All those details provided us a good race car. The car was great in the end. It was just a good race car all the way through, and the event was really cool as well. A great track, very challenging, which is what we like. We don't like to drive between the white lines. We like to have an edge where if you go over, then it pays. You pay the penalty. So it was really cool.
Thank you very much. Mr. Reid, you're a little bit older than me, so I'm going to call you Mr. Reid. Anthony, you've had a fantastic career in British touring cars. You've come to South Africa, climbed into this, I call them crazy cars because we don't see them that often on track, and I wish they'd put them on more often. Your impressions of the race and in your P2 position?
Well, first of all, it's been 24 years since I've been to South Africa. I raced here 24 years ago, 1996 I think it was. Out of the blue, I got an email from Greg Mills saying, would you like to come to South Africa for the 9 hour race at Killarney? I just jumped at the chance. Absolutely awesome. I love South Africa. It's a great country. And South Africa's produced some fantastic drivers over the years. The Schacters, Jackie Schacter's here today.
The Groenewald.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Henny would make a very successful career in Europe if he had the opportunity in GTs. He's very quick.
Well, I think him and Jeroen should start having a bit of a chat, see if something can be put together.
And then having the opportunity to race with the Bleekemolen's. It's a famous motor racing family in Europe.
Yeah.
So Michael's over here. He'll tell you about a fight his brother had at Zolder with the officials. I'm not sure what the details of what happened, but just to be here, you've got to understand that this is a new team. The cars just arrived from UK. They had 5 days to turn the cars around and prepare them.
That's great.
Yeah, the team have done an amazing job. To finish second and to win class is a phenomenal achievement.
Thank you very much, sir, and I wish you stay in South Africa a lot longer and do enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Mr. the one and only, Mr. G. Henny Groenewald, I haven't seen you in a car for nearly 3 years. You get into car today, you bring it over for the rest of the team in P2. Thank you for your day.
I think it's been about 4 years, but it was nice to get the call from Greg Mills to come and drive for the team, and I think all of us fitted in so nicely, and it was really a great team. for me, I think it was especially special because they truly are legendary drivers. I mean, I've also been watching Anthony since I was a youngster, watching him with his career progressing. And
so
then
it's true that he actually learned from you. I mean,
no, definitely the other way around. And then Jerome, the ultimate professional, been following his career for a long time now, and so to be partnered with them, it was really a privilege, and a privilege to drive this car today. So I really enjoyed it. The second stint, I actually realized I'm not going to have much time left today, and I actually enjoyed that one, I think, the most. I didn't want to come in, but it was a great day's racing, and big thanks to the team. We really enjoyed it.
Right, folks, managed to find the guys in P3. Had a very difficult job today. They went out, certain issues with the car, dropped all the way down to P45, all the way up to P3. As the board says, you pick it up, look at that. If that's not a way to end up a 9-hour race, I don't know. Nick, you've just come back from a fantastic experience with overseas. Get back in your old car, bring it home in P3.
Yeah, it was a long day, definitely a marathon, not a sprint. We had that overheating problem, which kept us in the pits. It dropped us down to 40th place, whatever. And then we got back in the running, and then Dean took it over, and the exhaust, because it was very hot today, melted some of the floor. So we thought he had a wood bry going on, and we repaired that. And Michael went out, and he had a loose rear wing, a puncture. So full of drama, but the guys in the pits did a great job. Everything else was immaculate. We had our best pit stops ever, and the guys on the pit wall called a great strategy, and it helped us get to where we are.
Michael, you've been overseas with Nick. You've had a fantastic experience over there. Did any of that experience you have there help you today at all?
Yeah, of course. But in racing, you never give up, and especially not in endurance racing. You just keep going, even when things look dark and there's no hope. You just go back out on track and keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And we had a lot of safety cars towards the end, and we were not sure if we we're going to make it to P3, but Dean did a very, very good job, and eventually caught Bradley, and we finished P3, which under circumstances is a good position. We'll take it.
Well, Michael, thank you very much. I'm going to swing over to this side. Dean, we've seen each other around racetracks. You've been trying your hand to get into different race teams. You're probably getting to one of the best race teams in the country at the moment. To help these guys bring the car home in P3, give us your feeling.
It was a brilliant day. It was an honour and a privilege to be part of this team. And obviously we didn't have the result we were hoping for, but we definitely made a good comeback, and P3 is pretty damn good in my books.
Well, I hope what your effort put in today, these guys will take a good firm look at you for next year, because we need this car in South African endurance the whole of next year. I don't care if they go and race overseas. At least they've got a driver.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to work a little bit harder, and I just wanted to say thanks to my old man especially, and obviously the sponsors. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Well, of course, you guys have been involved in South African endurance here, so on behalf of them, Roger and everybody, thank you for supporting us. One last word.
No, just thank you to the whole team, to Roger's team. As always, it's such a pleasure to come to Cape Town. Stunning venue.
Fantastic.
And I have to say, the marshalling today has been exemplary. The guys on the flag marshals were absolutely on point, and all credit to them. It was a European standard. Really, really impressive.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Now, you haven't been in a race car for a long, long time.
No, I haven't. It's actually been just over 5 years, and the last time I was in a proper race car was with Team Africa Le Mans. So this is really a full circle and a coming home for me to get this opportunity, and to get to take the checkered flag was phenomenal. I mean, Anton and Greg and everything that they've done to make us start the race, to make us finish the race. Thank you guys, it's been amazing. 5 years in the making, and I couldn't be prouder.
Does this mean we're going to see you on a racetrack more next year?
I definitely would like to. We'll have to see what plans we can put in place, but I'd certainly like to.
Listen, the microphone's right here. There's team management, there's team owners. Tell them to go. Go.
I'm here, so far so good.
Come on guys, put in a call for the whole of next year. Gentlemen, thank you, thanks for the entertainment, and we'll see you in 2021.